Today we're going to dive into my 10 most favorite RWS tarot decks in my collection. Whether you are a seasoned tarot reader or whether you're just starting with tarot, I think you're going to find this video very, very insightful. So, you guys, let's get to it. At number 10, we have Tarot Vintage by Scarabeo. And this collection, you guys, is going to be on, of course, RWS and also RWS most inspired decks. This comes in a box like this. It breaks into two pieces. This is the inside of the top of the box. This is the side of the box, by the way, you guys. And this is the booklet that it comes with. So you guys, Scarabeo books are not so informative. They really just go into the major arcana, minor arcana. Maybe they'll give you a couple of spreads. And they break the books into different languages. This one is in English, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. And that's pretty much all that you're going to find in these little booklets. So not very informative, I'm afraid, but let's get into the cards. They come, of course, with this introduction card, as I call it, and they are not gilded, as you can see, you guys. In another review that I did, this deck didn't really come too far because I was really disappointed by the cardstock of this deck. But nevertheless, it is a nice RWS deck, and so I wanted to put it on the list, but it is number 10, so it's not really up there, right? And the cardstock on this deck is rather thin, really super, super thin. The colors on this deck are sort of muted, which is another reason why I didn't make it to top number 5. If you're looking for a deck that can really work for shuffling and that is not too thick, if you have smaller hands, then this is a perfect deck for you. So this is the Tarot Vintage and this is my number 10. Let's move on to deck number 9. Deck number 9, Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. You guys, this deck is by Scarabeo. This is one of those decks that I use on a very regular basis. Whether you're starting with tarot or you're a seasoned reader, this is a perfect deck no matter what. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love working with this deck and I do it often. Let me show you what this deck looks like. This is the box that it comes in. It's a talk box, as you can see. This is the front of the box. This is the back of the box. And here are the cards. It comes with a pamphlet like this because it's really like a pamphlet. If you know Scarabeo or if you don't know Scarabeo, this one is not very informative. This comes in different languages and it really goes into the major arcana, minor arcana. You're lucky if they give you a couple of spreads and that's really all there is to it. So not very informative. And let's get into the cards. Let me show you what these beauties look like. This is the back of the card. They are reversible, as you can see. Beautiful. And if we compare sizes, this is exactly the same size as a Scarabeo. This one is a Scarabeo, but sometimes Scarabeo has different sizes. They come with different sizes. This cardstock, you guys, is it's on the thin side. So if you like thin paper, then this is a perfect cardstock for you. If you have small hands, then this is a perfect cardstock for you. It shuffles really nice. It is on the thinner side for me, but it doesn't matter. I still use this deck and enjoy it very much. It has that sort of shiny paper or cardstock to it, but it's not totally shiny. And so I think it's in between. It's not shiny, it's not matte, it's sort of in between. And it just is all about that gold. I love that this one is worried as he's falling. So that is one of the things that I really enjoy about this deck. Look at that. I love that. The Hanged Man. And look at all that gold. So you guys, let's move on to deck number 8. Deck number 8, the RWS Tarot. That's the Pamela Smith, and this one as well is by Scarabeo. We're doing a lot of Scarabeos tonight. This is the front of the box. This is the back of the box and side of the box, and it comes in a tuck box, And so pretty much like the other one that I just showed you, not much to really talk about. It's your regular low Scarabeo talk box. And it comes with another pamphlet like the other one, you guys. And this one is exactly the same. It just gives you the major arcana, minor arcana. It comes in different languages, and that's all there is to this. So goodbye to that one. And these are the cards. It comes with the lilies on the back. It is reversible, as you can see. The size of the card is your regular low Scarabeo. But when it comes to paper stock or card stock, it's not that bad. It's sort of on the thinner side as well. That's why it made it to number 8. But it works really good. And this is just totally RWS. I mean, this is the Pamela Coleman Smith RWS Tarot, so it is completely. And as you can see, you guys, the colors are pretty good. The printing is pretty good on this deck. I like it. Though I was told that this was not the original version, that there's another version, and I tried looking for it, but it was really expensive, so I'm just going to stick to this one. And here we have the Fool. As you can see, the colors are bright. It speaks to you very, very direct and frank. And it's a deck that's going to give you your answers right away. So you guys, let's move on to deck number 7, the Tarot Original 1909. Once again by Lo Scarabeo. So Lo Scarabeo is taking all of the awards tonight. So it comes in a tuck box like this. This is, of course, the front of the box. This is the back of the box. And it comes once again with a small pamphlet like this, which is not really going to tell you much. It comes with a major arcana, minor arcana, and you're lucky if it gives you a couple of spreads. So don't expect to get a lot of information out of that one. Let me show you what these cards look like. It comes with the lilies on the back, and they are reversible. And here are the cards. Now, this is also thinner paper. So if you have smaller hands, if you like thinner paper, this is going to be a deck that's going to be very comfortable for you. It's not gilded, and it shuffles pretty well. It's an easy deck to work with. And when it comes to the images and the printing, it is pretty good. Not one of my favorites. That's why it made it to number 7. But it is a perfect RWS deck. It is the Tarot Original 1909 by Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith. So that kind of says it all, doesn't it? The Knight of Pentacles. I like the colors on this deck as well. They're bright. They really come out. They speak loudly. And I don't think this is the best printing. And I don't think that this is one of my favorite RWS. But it's pretty good. And so if you are once again starting, if you're new or if you are seasoned, this is a deck I think everybody can relate to and enjoy, to be honest. The 10 of Cups, pretty standard RWS, you guys. The 9 of Cups, the 7 of Cups. And if you want to do a spread with this deck, I think you're not going to have a problem with it. Actually, this does a very beautiful spread. Look at that. Let's move on to deck number 6. Tarot number 6, the GiantRider-Waite Tarot deck. And if any of you are familiar with my videos, or if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I love extra large cards. And this is, of course, the GiantRider-Waite. And I love this deck, really. I work with this deck almost every day. I will pick a card, I will set it on my desk, and I will then contemplate on that card. I also love to do clarifiers with this deck, and this one is by US Game Systems. This is, of course, the front of the box. This is the back of the box. And one of the things that's really cool about this deck is that it comes with a card just dedicated to Pamela Coleman Smith. So it has a brief story of Pamela here and on the back as well. So that's a very cool card. I haven't seen that card with any other decks. And this one also comes with sort of a pamphlet. It's a giant pamphlet. And this one is the same thing, you guys. It just goes into the major arcana, minor arcana. It doesn't come in different languages. It just comes in English, but It not very informative. So that's the pamphlet. And then here are the cards. Now, one of the things that is really great about this deck and that I really enjoy is the card stock. This is not an expensive deck, by the way. And when it comes to card stock, this is really pretty good. When I work with large decks, I like that the card stock is a bit thicker. Otherwise, the cards seem to lose their shape. And with this one, this is a pretty thick cardstock, so I'm happy with that. And the printing is not the best really, but it's still pretty good enough. And I use this deck not only to do readings, but I also love doing clarifications with this deck because it's like you get a total huge clarification every time you use this deck. By the way, this is the back of the card. It has that picnic table, as I call it, sort of motif to it. And this is how big these cards are, you guys. Look at this compared to a regular. So it is big. There's the Emperor, actually, and that is the Two of Coins. You guys, we're going to move on to the next deck, which is going to be deck number 5. So we're moving on to the top 5. And at number 5, we have the Morgan-Greer. Morgan-Greer Tarot is by US Game Systems, and it comes in a tuck box like this. This is the front of the box. This is the back of the box. And this is just one of those 70s really cool decks out there. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend that you look into it. It's not expensive at all. You find it everywhere, and it's just so much fun, really. It comes with this is a pamphlet. So this one is by US Game Systems, if I didn't mention that. And you can imagine what's in this pamphlet, right? Just really the basics. So let me show you these cards. And you guys, really, the price is amazing on this deck. This is what the back of the card looks like. It's totally funky. And it is reversible, as you can see. And the cardstock is really good with this deck. I enjoy working with the cardstock. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It's really good cardstock. If you look at the size of it, it's a bit different than the Los Scarabeo. It's the same height, but it is sort of a bit wider. These are just great drawings, by the way. This is the Queen of Pentacles. They're so funky. These are just total 70s, early 80s maybe, but I would say 70s. This is the Ten of Swords. And it is not totally RWS, but it is very close to the RWS. And sometimes you don't see a lot of the picture as you would see on the RWS. It looks like this one is zoomed in a bit more. But still, this made it to number 5 because I really enjoy working with this deck. It is good printing. The colors are bright. It's going to tell you what it needs to tell you. It's going to give you your message. And it just has a lot of symbolism. And it's a really cool deck, I think. And when it comes to shuffling this deck, it shuffles really well. And if you want to do a spread with this deck, it just works absolutely perfect. So you guys, that's the Morgan-Greer Tarot. And we are now going to move to deck number 4. Deck number 4, Old Style Tarot by Alexander Ray. This deck is a very traditional sort of RWS, but not really. This deck has its own language. So I think that Alexander Ray made a fabulous job at creating this deck. This is a US Game Systems. It comes in a 2-part box like this. It breaks into 2, as you can see. This is the front of the box. This is the back of the box. It shows you 3 cards there, and it just gives you a little bit of a history about the deck. And this is what the cards look like. They are, of course, reversible. So if you read in reverse, this is a nice deck for that. Let me show you what the size of the card is. This is a bigger card, by the way. It's kind of the same height as the Los Scarabeo, but it is thicker, as you can see here. And this is a really nice card stock. It's not thin, it's not thick. It is sort of a matte. Yeah, it is not sort of, it is a matte. Well, it's not totally matte. It's got a little bit of shine in there. And it's, like I said, a really nice cardstock. It's not gilded. And shuffling this deck is really nice. If you have smaller hands, you don't have to worry about it. It is thin enough that you can handle it. They're not very heavy, so they are easy to handle and a pleasure actually. If you do a spread with this, it works really, really well. And let me show you what some of these cards look like. I think the colors are beautiful. I think the images are beautiful. Look at this, it's the Three of Cups. I think it's clear. I think it's perfect for beginners. I think it's perfect for seasoned readers. And the printing on it is really good. The images are so clear and so crisp. Really, I think US Game Systems did a very nice job with this deck. And I've asked people online and I've asked some of my fellow readers if they enjoy this deck, and everybody seems to enjoy this deck. So it made it to number 4 for a reason. And I also like it very much, Seven of Swords, because it just reads clear, it gives you clear and precise answers. It is soft, but at the same time, if it really needs to tell you something, it really will tell you this. Look at this Eight of Swords. And that's something that I like about this deck very much. This is the King of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. It's got that old sort of feeling to it, but not completely old. Page of Pentacles, Four of Swords. We're moving now to the top 3, so stick around. You won't believe which one is number 1. Let's move on to deck number 3. Deck number 3, the Professional Edition Universal Tarot by Los Scarabeo. This is a deck that I got not too long ago, and I am so happy that I got this deck. That is why it made it to number 3. It is RWS, but it has its own style. And I'm going to show you that right now. And if you guys know, or if you don't know, I love big cards. So this is another reason why this deck made it to number 3, because these are huge cards, absolutely huge. It comes in a box like this. It breaks into 2 pieces. And this is the back of the box. It comes with a book, and it looks like maybe it's an impressive book, but really it isn't. By the way, you guys, this is by Los Scarabeo. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but it is another Los Scarabeo deck. So like I said, Los Scarabeo is really taking all of the awards tonight. And this book is no different than any of the other books from Los Scarabeo. It comes in different languages. It really just goes into the major arcana, minor arcana. And that's all there is to this book. Of course, it looks big and it looks robust because these are big cards, but don't be fooled. And these are the cards. Now, let me show you just how big these cards are, because these are huge. So this is how big they are. A card like this, and I've had some people ask me, how can you work with a card so big? What do you do with a card so big? There's so many things you can do with these big cards. You can teach with it, you can meditate with it, you can learn tarot with it, you can do clarifiers with it, you can, of course, do full readings with them. It is up to you. It is endless possibilities. So let me show you what the back of the card looks like. This is it, and it is reversible. And this is RWS, but it has its own style. So it is not drawn by Pamela Smith. So you will see that the pictures are a bit different. However, it is very much RWS. Let me show you some of the cards. This is the Two of Swords. This is the Lovers, it's the Ten of Wands. And so, of course, when you shuffle these huge decks, you have to be creative. Like I said, I shuffle them like this. Right? I haven't really found another way to shuffle. And if you want to do a spread situation, this one works really good. Look at this. It's just wonderful to do a spread with this, and then you ask the seeker to draw a card, and then they get this huge card on their hands, and it's like, wow, okay. Well, in case you were wondering, there is your answer, and it's big. So, wonderful deck, Universal Tarot, and this one is deck number 3 in the collection. You guys, let's move on to deck number 2. Deck number 2, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. This is also by Los Scarabeo. I'm sorry, you guys. It is by Los Scarabeo, in case you were wondering. And This is not drawn by Pamela Coleman Smith, but it is total RWS, and it is in the same spirit, of course, as RWS. And it has its own language. This is one of the reasons why it made it to number 2. Because if I am looking for a deck, and by the way, you guys, it comes in a box like this. It's one of those that opens from the top, and then you can close it back like this. Back of the box. Really nice box, sturdy. And as I was saying, this is one of those decks that has its own language, it has its own drawings, and so it's not your typical Pamela Coleman Smith, and this is one of the reasons why it made it to number 2, because I found it to be original. And there's a couple of other things that I really like about this deck, and so of course I'm going to tell you all about it. This is the book that it comes with, and once again, Los Scarabeo Typic, and it is a typical Los Scarabeo book. It comes in different languages. It gives you the minor arcana, major arcana, maybe a couple of spreads. Yeah, this one gives you a couple of spreads, and that is about it. Nothing else with these little books. The cards, this is of course the presentation card that it comes with, and let me show you what this size is. They are a bit bigger than the other Los Scarabeos. This is what a regular Los Scarabeo looks like, and this one is the same height, but it's a little bit wider. And when it comes to paper stock, by the way, this is the back of the card, and it's got the lilies, and of course it is reversible. And the cardstock on this deck is really good. I reviewed this deck, was on one of my other lists, and yes, it was on my list of best cardstock. And I had a comment from one of the viewers that said that they didn't like this cardstock whatsoever. So I think that cardstock is a very particular thing. You know, some of us like thinner paper, some of us like thicker cardstock, some of us like shiny, some of us like matte. It is just a personal thing. And for me, this cardstock is really good. It is on the thicker side, so this card never loses its shape. It is there because it is a thicker paper stock, thicker. So this deck is thicker. So if you have smaller hands, maybe this is going to give you a little bit of trouble, but it shuffles really well. The cardstock is on the heavier side, I must say. If you do a fan situation, it works really, really well. And let me show you what some of these cards look like. It's not gilded, and it is completely borderless. And that's one of the things that I really like about this particular deck. That is the 9 of coins. That is the star. By the way, I really like the colors on this deck or on these cards. I like the fact that it's very well printed. The colors really stand out. It's a warm deck, though, however, it will give you a straight away your very direct answer. And it doesn't beat around the bush. As you can see, it's totally RWS. Page of Wands. Look at that tower. You can really see it. And by the way, it gives you the number and it gives you the name of the card on the bottom. So that's for the major arcana. For the minor arcana, it just gives you the number on the top. But of course, you can see that these are coins. There's the hangman. And you guys, let's go to deck number 1. Deck number 1, Tarot of A.E. Waite, the Deluxe edition. And this one is by AGM Urania since 1765. This is really an amazing deck. This is what the box looks like. This is the front of the box. It comes with the strength on it. This is what the back of the box looks like. And by the way, you guys, these are huge cards. It comes with a booklet like this, and of course this one is also, well, this is actually one of those better books or booklets, I may say. It comes with a picture of the card and it comes with a better explanation. It tells you the divinatory meanings and the warning and advice. So it's a little bit more explicit, this book. So for a book like this, not bad. And this is what the cards look like. They remind me of the skin of the giraffe. So this is what the giraffe looks like, right? Sort of, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it reminds me of that. And let me show you what the size is. Look, if we compare it to a normal Los Scarabeo card, you can see how big they are, right? Paper stock is pretty good for this deck. It's thin. but it is not super thin, but it's not thick either. So it's more like on the thinner side. And that's one of the reasons why I actually chose this deck, because they are light cards. And I think if you have small hands, you'll be able to work these cards better than other ones, as such as the Universal Tarot by Los Scarabeo. And so you're going to see that the pictures are clear, that the colors are also bright and clear. And this is one of the reasons also why this deck made it to number one. Look, it doesn't get any more RWS than this. Page of, that's the Two of Swords. The Three of Swords. The Queen of Wands. And once again, you guys, this is a great deck for teaching. This is a great deck for clarifiers. This is a great deck for just regular readings, if that's what you want to do. It's just a really good versatile deck that you can do many things with. This is the Eight of Swords, the Star, the Moon, and that made it to number one. This is the Tarot of A.E. Waite. It's the Deluxe edition by A.G.M. Urania. Do you guys have any of these decks? Do you wish you had some of these decks? What are your thoughts, you guys? Please let me know. I love to know what you're thinking. I love to know what your thoughts are. If you, of course, like this video, please don't forget to comment on that. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, you guys. And as I always say, thank you for watching, and until the next time.